Welcome back. India has given a resounding mandate to the Hindu nationalist BJP and its leader Narendra Modi. What does that mean for the future of the world's largest democracy? To discuss all this, I'm joined by Junaid Qazi, president of the Madhya Pradesh unit of the Indian National Overseas Congress. He joins us from New York. Srinivas, Regula, an active member of the Overseas Friends of the BJP, and Milan Vaishnav, an associate at the South Asia program at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace right here in Washington, D.C. Thank you, gentlemen, to all of you for joining us. Srinivas, let me start with you. This is a big victory for the BJP. What's your response?
Yeah, it's a massive victory than what we have expected. The people have given the mandate for BJP. I think they were vexed with Congress and the 10 years of their misrule. Even though Manmohan Singh was a well-regarded person, the power that he doesn't have to do any kind of stuff, the people were vexed with that, and it shows up in the results, the BJP results. And I think this is from after 1983, a single party getting the majority is the first time in the history of India. So after 1983, I mean.
Right, let's go to Junaid Qazi, New York. Junaid, a crushing defeat for Congress.
Actually, Anand, I would like to congratulate NDA and Modi, Mr. Modi, to get into this position. And I hope they will run the good governments. Only the thing is, the 10 years of the UPA government, if you see their tenure, for the policies and what we give a lot to the country. I mean, country has to realize this thing, that country is standing for itself. You could take anything, economical situation, anything you could see, employment and the country progress. This is all the policies done by UPA, every hard work, but we failed.
When you say UPA, you're talking about Congress and its allies, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are failed to reach out to the common people that are showing our achievement. I mean, we achieve a lot, we give it to the country a lot. But now this is the time for the BJP, and I hope BJP will run this country in well-mannered and safeguard the democratic and secular fabric of a country.
Okay, Milan, what do you make of these massive political changes in India?
I think they are indeed massive political changes. As my colleague just mentioned, this is the first time since 1984 that a single party has been able to get an outright majority. It is really only the second time that a non-Congress government has been able to get such a powerful majority, the only other time being in the late 1970s. And I think it really heralds a potential realignment in political forces in India. Now the big question is this realignment going to be temporary, or is it going to be something that's more lasting? And I think for that we're going to have to see how this government interprets its mandate and how it chooses to tackle India's very large domestic policy problems.
Okay, Srinivas, to what do you attribute this massive victory by the BJP? Or if I could put it another way, to what do you attribute the massive defeat by Congress?
It's their policies, as I said. It's their corruption, the scandals that have come through, especially in the UPA to government. And the face, Manmohan Singh is going to give up the prime ministership even though UPA is going to win. It's going to be Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi, he's in an abysmal, dismal phase of Congress. You can't even think Rahul Gandhi being prime minister of a country of India and leading the country. So when you compare Modi to Rahul Gandhi, where Modi has a track record of 12 years of great achievement and great rule in the state of Gujarat, Rahul Gandhi has nothing. He doesn't have something like you talk about Obama's birth certificate. Rahul Gandhi cannot even show his degrees that he says that he got from some of the prestigious US universities. So when you compare with such a personality...
I have to say in this one.
Go ahead.
Can I jump in?
Sure. Yes, sure.
The way you are promoting Modi, I mean, Modi did not achieve anything. This election was a perception election in my ways. Modi was able to show, or able to give the dream to the country. And that was the only perception election. I mean, the thing is, it's not it's not. I mean, the thing is, we'll see. We'll see in coming years how NDA government will run the country. But I mean, I hope they will run the country in a better manner. But I doubt it. That country, especially right now, this situation of the country, divisive policy of the BJP, it will hurt the country in a future run.
Okay, Junaid, let me ask you this. Narendra Modi is a Hindu nationalist. There's a widespread perception that he was complicit in those Muslim Hindu riots which took place in India in 2002. And what do you make of that? I mean, is he going to be a prime minister for the entire country, or is he going to be a prime minister just for the Hindus of India?
No. I mean, the thing is, he has to be prime minister of country. Definitely, there is no if and but. It's a country for everyone. Every Indian has right to live in the country, and then whoever be the prime minister, he will be prime minister of the country. But it's a question mark how he's gonna run his governance to take the minority into the safeguard situation, to take it in a right direction and protect the minority rights and all the things going on. So, but the thing is, he will be prime minister for everyone. Definitely, yes.
Okay, Milan, do you see Narendra Modi as being a bit of a polarizing figure in India?
I mean, there's no question that he's a controversial figure, that he's someone whom is beloved by his supporters for not only his adherence to the BJP's Hindu nationalist principles, but also because of the growth and investment track record that he's amassed in the state of Gujarat since 2002. And he is quite disliked by his opponents, who view him as somebody who has authoritarian tendencies, as somebody who does not play nicely with others, as someone who either took part in or condoned the bloodletting which took place in Gujarat in 2002, in which over 1,000 people were killed. So there's no doubt that he is controversial, but he also happens to be the most popular politician in India by any measure. And I think the results that we're seeing today are a direct reflection of this fact.
Right. Srinivas, I mean, he has also been cleared by the Indian Supreme Court of his involvement or accusations that he was involved in those riots.
Not yet.
Yeah,
he did not get that.
He has been cleared by the Supreme Court. So, yeah, I think we can set aside that.
Okay, but I want to, but he is a controversial figure, as Milan points out there. I mean, I'm going to look at something that a writer in the New Republic wrote about him. He described him as secretive, vindictive, and creepily authoritarian.
Yeah, as Junaid said, it's a perception. So people have a perception that he's going to deliver. Keeping aside his controversial, which is my perception is that it's mostly a media manufactured or fabricated to keep it highlighted for so long, because they want to consolidate all the other the vote base for the other parties. But as Junaid said, there was a perception that he's going to deliver, and people believe in the perception and gave him the mandate. So I think he will deliver. He has a track record of a proven track record in the state of Gujarat.
I don't think, Srinivas, I don't agree with the Gujarati people. They have in their DNA, they are hardworking people. I don't think the credit goes to only Modi. That credit goes to all the Gujaratis who are all over the world. They work hard, and their achievement to their state is a lot. And then it's not only Modi, he did the Gujarat completely changed. It's not that.
Agreed.
But
Agreed,
we've been giving him the credit continuously, and then he used that Gujarat model to country. India, it's not a small country. India is completely different. It's not Gujarat only. India has so many states, so many languages, so many religion. To put everything together, and Congress put everything in line. I mean, they were taking every single. Congress was not the party for Hindus or Muslim or anybody. Congress was for everyone. But BJP came. It definitely plays the big role from the RSS and BJP, and they came into this power. It's a amazing victory by BJP, which undoubtedly that people spoke. And let's see what happened after in the 5 years.
Okay, Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Milan. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, just to add something to that discussion, I think that Both of my colleagues are right in different ways. It is true that the incumbent Congress Party government delivered the fastest growth rates India has ever seen in modern times. There's no two ways about that. However, it has also delivered India's worst growth performance in a quarter century if you look at the past few years. And I think it is that souring of the economy, the self-inflicted wounds, which were seen as unnecessary, that India's growth had to be cut in half, that inflation remains very high, that investment has come to a halt. It is those factors which have contributed to the voters of India giving Mr. Modi the mandate that he has. Whether or not he's able to fulfill their expectations is another question. I think it'll be quite difficult. But that is the opening which the Congress has created for someone like Modi to come to the fore.
Right. Again, in spite of all the delivery that Congress, they claim they did, they have a very weak party head and rudderless for this election. Rahul Gandhi was no way going to compete with Modi.
Actually, it's not, that's not true. You started from this. I've been telling this thing. Our country is not, India is not old country. In 68 years, it's a very young country. And in young country, in 68 years, most of the time, Congress ruled this country. And you see the achievement when Congress started this 1947, when British left the country, it was a snake charmer country. Now it's a nuclear power country. So you cannot forget achievement of the UPA government. For God's sake, you got the RTI, you got the Lokpal bill, you got the food bill, you got every bill for the country benefit. Congress bring everything on the table. Now what is left? Now BJP only talking about the Ram Mandir and 317 Kashmir, and what policies BJP is standing for. There is no foreign policies for BJP. There is no trade policies for the BJP. There is I don't know how they're going to handle the border issues. Yeah. We don't know.
Okay, we are going to take a break, but coming up we'll continue our discussion about India's new leader and his policies. Stay with us.